Now, going to his video is not college soccer ready. So it's missing what we call a self-interview, a coach interview. Your son, Ranveer, you've probably seen those in my videos. So he needs to fix those. And the other thing is, in order to make your son stand out, look, he's a center mid. It's the most difficult recruited position by far. I'm a center mid. It's the same thing that I had to do. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of players who play center mid. Your son's kind of an 8, kind of a 6, kind of a 10. You know, would you agree, Ranveer?
Yeah.
So that makes it more difficult, actually. If he was a 6 and only a 6, then you go, he's a 6. But he could probably play all 3. When he's only 14, so that will shift as time goes on. But in the recruiting process, we need a coach to go, I like Ranveer enough that I want him to start his freshman year and play, and I want to build the team around him. And the sooner coaches know who he is, the better. Now, here's my favorite part of this. If your son wasn't the level, and I'm going to share his video that he sent me. If your son wasn't the level, then what I would tell you as an 8th grader is I would say, look, I'm not the right person to work with. Your son's not even ready to impress coaches. You know, he needs to keep working on his soccer. If your son goes to what's called a middle school camp that's specific for college soccer, and even in his case, we're going to request permission for him to be an exception and get to go to the camp with the freshmen, even though it's not allowed on paper, but coaches will make the exception. Sorry, I want to keep sharing. That your son is ready. Your son will be equal to, if not better than the freshmen will be better or equal to the freshman high school kids who are playing on the field. And that will impress the coaches a lot because they're going to say, how old are you? What's your name? And he's going to say, I'm still in 8th grade. And they're going to go, oh my gosh, I want to know more. Send me your video, stay in touch, etc. The other thing, your son's going to get injured. I know it's sad to say, but it's inevitable. Everybody gets injured. So when and how badly allows us to compensate for that because they've already seen him, they know who he is, etc. He's also maybe going to switch teams or not play as many minutes. You've had bad coaches, you've had good coaches. That's how the process works. So to give you an example, I almost don't work with any seniors basically in the recruiting process because that, for me, with the model that I think is key, that doesn't really work. Not if you want to go to a top academic school. If you want to go to a top academic school, you have to start with me by freshman year, sophomore, summer of freshman year going into sophomore year would be the latest I would do. Everybody else I start with are 8th graders because that's what it takes. So, in saying that, I want to show you guys, well, let me back up and ask you this. Ranveer, does my diagnosis to you make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you. What coaches are we talking about when you